Welcome back guys, this is Ashwin here. In this video we are going to solve the problem matrix layer rotation. You are given a 2D matrix of dimension m cross n and a positive integer r. You have to rotate the matrix r times and print the resultant matrix. Rotation should be in anti-clockwise direction. Rotation of 4 cross 5 matrix is represented by the following figure. Note that in one rotation you have to shift elements by one step only. So we have to rotate the elements in anti-clockwise direction and we go layer by layer, that is from the outer layer to the inner layers. It is guaranteed that the minimum of m and n will be even. As an example, rotate the start matrix by 2. So this is the initial matrix. After first rotation the matrix will look like this, and after the second rotation the matrix will look like this. Here you can observe that the outer layer is rotated separately and the inner layer is rotated separately. So we have to rotate layer by layer. Okay, let's check the constraints. Okay, m cross n, that can go up to 300, that's the maximum, and the rotation can go up to 10 to the power of 9. Okay, we can't do that many rotations. If we do that means it will definitely exceed the time limit. So we have to do some modulus operation like we have done in previous problems. So that won't be a problem. And minimum of m comma n will be even. And the output format will be print each row of the rotated matrix as space separated integers on separate lines. Okay, let's check some example. So this is the sample input 4 cross 4 matrix and we need to rotate 2 times. After 2 rotations the matrix will look like this. So here the detailed explanation. After 1 rotation the matrix will look like this, and after second rotation the matrix will look like this. Now for the second output, it is of different row length and column and the rotation is 7. So for the 5 cross 4 matrix the result is this. They explain the various stages here, all the 7 rotations, and this will be the final output. This is the third case, 2 cross 2 matrix. All the elements are same, so we don't need to rotate anything. Now we need to understand the logic. We need to rotate the matrix r times. First we will take the elements layer by layer. This will be the outer layer and this will be the inner layer. If we have a bigger matrix means the layer keeps on going. So for the outer matrix, if we take the elements, we will get a single dimension array like a normal list. So we already seen how to rotate a single dimension array. Likewise we are going to do the same operation here. We will use the modulus operation to find the starting index. Here if we take the outer elements, after 2 rotations the starting index will be 3. So from 3 we will start the matrix. So from 3 we will place the elements in the outer layer up to till the 2. That will complete the outer layer, and for the inner layer we need to repeat the same process. So basically we are going to convert this 2D array into a 1D array and make a rotation or track the index, and using the index we are going to place the elements in the matrix. So we will get the rotated matrix instantly. Okay, let's solve the problem. First we need to create a temporary matrix. That will be mat equals an empty list. Now we need to compute how many layers are there. For that, k equals minimum of m comma n divided by 2. It will compute number of layers. So for this 4 cross 4 matrix, minimum will be 4 and 4 divides 2 is 2. So the number of layers is 2. Even for the 5 cross 4 matrix, like we seen here, we will take the minimum, that is 4, and divide it by 2. The result is 2. We have 2 layers. This will be the first layer and this will be the second layer. After computed the number of layers, we need to initialize a for loop. This is for to get elements from the layer. Okay, for I in range of k, we will initialize a temporary list. This list is for storing the elements, and after storing the elements, we will append the list to the matrix. Okay, for storing the elements, we are going to traverse up to from the starting point till the element before the endpoint. This is the endpoint. We are going to traverse up to this. So we will traverse from A11 to A14, and in a new loop we will traverse from A15 and the elements precede to it, that is A35, A15 to A35, and again A45 to A42 and A41 to A21. Likewise, we will get all the elements in the outer layer. Now to get the elements, again initialize a loop for j in range of, it's starting from I, comma, that is the outer layer. If we increase the layer, it will go deeper, up to the element precedes the layer, that will be n minus 1. N is the column of the matrix. Then temp dot append matrix of I, because the row will be the same and the column changes. So it will traverse from A11 to A14. Next we need to traverse from A15 to A35, that is the column side. Again for j in range of, it's starting from the last column, so that will be, again it will start from I and go up to m minus 1, because we are traversing row wise, that's why we are using m minus 1, and we have to add minus 1 here and here also, because in the first case we are just traversing the outer loop. For going deeper, we have to add minus I, so it will reduce the layer by 1. Now temp dot append matrix of I, because the rows will be changing and the column will be the same, that will be n minus 1 minus I. Here the column is n, the last column will be n minus 1. And for the next elements, we need to traverse the last row in the reverse order. For that, for j in range of n minus 1 minus I, comma, it will go up to I, and we need to decrement the step by minus 1. So it will traverse the row in the reverse way. Again temp dot append matrix of, here the row will be same, so that will be m minus 1 minus I, and the column will be changing, that will be j. Now for the next elements, we have to traverse the row in the reverse way. So for that, again for j in range of m minus 1 minus I, comma, it will go up to I and the decrement will be minus 1, and temp dot append matrix of, here the row will be changing, that will be j, and column remains the same, that will be I, that is the 0th column. Initially it will be in 0. After adding all the elements from the outer layer, we are going to append the temporary list to the matrix, that will be mat dot append and temp. So this loop will continue the operation for all the layers and append the list to the matrix. After that, we need to rotate the elements in the list and place it in the original matrix. So rotate elements and place it in original matrix. Again, we need to initialize a loop for each layer for I in range of k. Initialize row. Now we need to assign the first layer to the row. That will be mat of I. Now we need to find the index after performing the rotation. Find index after rotation. That will be idx equals r modulus length of row. This index will point to the starting element of the array. After performing r rotations, this index will point to the element. Let's see with the example. Here, this will be the outer layer matrix. The rotation is 2. So 2 mod the length of the array is 2. So the element is 3. So it will point to 3, and we will traverse the entire row elements to place it in the original matrix. Now we need to define an increment function, so that will be easy for us to use. Def inc. It will just increment the index by 1. So idx equals idx plus 1 modulus length of row. Now we need to traverse the layer like before. So I will just copy the for loops here, copy and paste it here, paste it. Now the range are all the same. Instead of temp.append, the matrix is also the same. Instead of row of idx. So for that element, it will assign a new element. So that will be assign new rotated elements. So the first loop will assign the elements for the first row and for the next. After assigning each element, we have to increment the index. That will be inc function, and we need to do this for the rest of the operations. Remove it and assign row of index, increment row, remove the append, row of index, increment. Why I am using an increment function? Because we don't need to type this again and again. That's why I am using this function. Like this, you need to split the functions in order to use it very quickly, and it will definitely reduce your coding space. After completing the entire layer, the loop continues to the next layer and the new row will be assigned. After that, again it will calculate the index and continue the operation. So this will rotate all the elements anti-clockwise direction. Finally, we need to print the matrix with the space in between. So print the matrix for row in matrix. Now print asterisk of row. Asterisk of row will print the list with a space in between. So it will look like in the output format. So that's the whole program. The logic is quite simple, but the coding part is only big. And check the indexes, and the index part ranging from I to m-1 and I to n-1, it's somewhat twisting and confusing. Make sure you are given a right indexes. Okay, so I ran the code. It's showing some error in the increment function because the index is already assigned here. We will change this to return and add index here. Yeah, we could have directly copied and paste it. Well, we need to avoid the error now. And I made another mistake here. That is here the matrix is J because the rows are changing. Instead of I, we need to replace it by J, and the same goes here, J. Now let's run the code. It passed the sample test case. Let's submit it. That's it guys, we solved the problem. If you face any issues in the loop, so just print the temporary matrix to see whether the list is orderly placed or not. So if we can print the temporary matrix, you will see the order list for the outer layer. If it's correct means proceed to the next layer, or else check for the indexes for any errors. So that's it then. If this video is helpful to you, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe the channel for future videos. See you soon guys.